Hello everybody, my name's Joan Willy. I'm here at the Garvey Senior Center in the patio. It's absolutely beautiful with our new building, and we're going to film a strength training class today. Probably go 30 to 45 minutes. You have the option to sit or stand, but we're going to start with a seated warm-up. So let's just gently take a nice inhale, lift, bring the arms up overhead, and then exhale, sweep them wide and down. Take that nice inhale, lift, breathe, feel your ribs open up, feel your chest open up, feel everything lift, and roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale to lift, exhale back and down. Just try to get all that tension out of your neck, getting some lubrication through the shoulders and the back. Hands just rest comfortably wherever they are. Let your ear lean toward your shoulder on one side. If you want, take your eye gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale up and exhale over the other way. I forgot to tell you, go ahead and put on some dancing music, whatever turns you on, just put on some music. Get yourself in a good, happy, positive mood. And we're going to think about where we're working as we breathe and move. I'm doing a little head to toe warm up here. Gently look over that shoulder, come back to the middle and over the other side. And come on back to the middle. Drop your chin to your chest. Come up to the center. Look up towards the clouds, the ceiling. And exhale, bring it back down. Drop in again, tuck. And come up. And all the way up. And down. Roll those shoulders, bring them up, back, and down. Hands just rest by your sides. Take it again. And I want you to really exaggerate the down. Feel those shoulder blades draw together and down. So now your hands rested by your side. Just draw those shoulder blades together. Give a pinch between them and relax. Give a little pinch of pause and relax. Feel that chest open up. Feel that air coming in and let it go. Hands come up with your palms towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and then flip them over. So if you need a little back support here, go ahead and lean forward just a bit in your chair. So keep the spine long, so you want to keep those shoulder blades drawn back and down, and you want to keep your eye gaze straight out front. Open and close through the wrists, resting the forearms on the thighs, or if you want, bring them up. Let your elbows hang right under the shoulders. From there, open out. Keep your elbows under your shoulders and then crisscross. And out, crisscross. You feel a little stretch to the front of your shoulder and your chest. Last two and last one. From here, bring your arms out like you're going to pass me a serving tray and change your mind and bring it right back in. Hey, Joan, how about some chocolate chip cookies? No, not today. So breathe and move. Elbows just come right back to your sides. You don't need to take them all the way back yet. Shoulders are staying down as opposed to this. You don't want them hunched up by your ears. So bring them out and tuck them in. Two more. Out and in. Take a nice inhale, lift. Palms come together or fingertips gently touch. Thumbs tuck or they open. Spread the fingers, whatever feels good for the arms. Take an inhale up and exhale over to the side. Keep that shoulder over the hip. Inhale up, as opposed to this. You don't want to fall out of your chair. Just keep your spine nice and long and feel that stretch in between each and every rib. One more time to each side. Exhale over. Inhale up and sweep your arms forward. Inhale, lift, sweep them forward. One more time, up. Throw all your cares away. Inhale up, take it over to the left, sweep it out. Shove it out the door, other side. Inhale up, exhale out. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, exhale, sweep wide and down. How's the upper body feel? Pretty good? Loosened up? Let's take one leg forward. Take your leg out, however it's comfortable, straight as you can through the knee. Just point and flex your foot a little. Oh, we're getting some pretty sunshine now. Never know what kind of weather you'll find in Maryland, right? You get all the seasons in 1 week sometimes. Taking a turn to the corners or the side of the room. Feel that ankle. Try not to take your knee. If it helps, hold it there. So your knee's not open and closing. It's just hanging out straight ahead. One more to each side and lower down. So switch that side. Point and pull back. Now you don't want to give yourself a muscle cramp in the calf. Just point and flex. Just a nice, easy. Feel that blood increase in blood flow. In and out. Straight through the knee. Hold it on the sides if it helps. And a little side to side. Last 2 and 3 and 2. Sometimes I count funny around here. That's just what I do. Bring it back in. Bring your heels up. Bring your toes up. Bring your heels up. Bring your toes up. Last 2 and last 1. Inhale to lift and exhale as you come on over. So make sure you got your water handy. I brought 2 because it's hot, humid, and sunny today where I am. I might need that extra one. If you don't have dumbbells at home, use these water bottles. Keep your elbows in, and you want to think about the muscles that you're working. So right here, we're talking about the biceps. That's who we're talking to. And you want to really exaggerate the lift and then lower down. So I'm going to tuck these under here in case I need them later. But whatever size dumbbell is right for you, that's what I want you to use. It's hard for me to say because I don't know what you need. You know what you need far better than I do. So those elbows are hanging out right under the shoulders. We inhale to lift and we exhale down. This is a straight old hammer curl. Rising, slow release. I think that's about 6 or 7. We're going to go for 12. There's 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Now I want you to take a notice. Am I gripping that weight in my hand? Am I gripping that water bottle, that can of beans? I want you to soften your grip and do 2 more. So it's gently but firmly on the weight, so you're not creating extra stress there in the hand and the joints of the fingers. There's 2 more. So you say, hey Joan, I stand all the time when we do these at the Department of Aging, so go ahead, stand up then. Put your feet about as wide as your chair. Say you don't have this kind of chair at home, so you're just sitting on the soft living room chair. You want your feet under your hips. Now for this set of bicep curls, we're going to curl up and then lower down. So curl, palm goes towards your shoulder and lower down. Your tummy muscles are tight. Your knees are slightly bent. Sometimes I say soft, a soft knee, so slightly bent. And you want to breathe and move. There you go. Are you squeezing the weight? Just take notice. We do not want to squeeze the weight. That's just going to make our blood pressure go up higher. We want to feel the belly of that bicep at work. That's it. Hold up. Slow down. Notice you're gently but firmly holding the weight. Come up 1 and down. And the second one up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze through the belly of the bicep. And then lower down. So there you got your 2 sets of 12. Let's reset. Let everything just relax. Let's put our weights to our chair. And if you have ankle weights at home, take that weight off your seat. Sit back down in your chair and strap your ankle weights on. Most of them are made with Velcro. The old-fashioned ones have the little thing you have to loop through. But sit down, put your weights on. Then stand up, nice good posture. Come around, put your hand weights on your chair. And we're going to warm up through the hips a little bit. So just take a little 1 foot I like to use the outside leg doing the move. So this one's my stabilizer. Even 1 or 2 fingers on the chair help. It's not a balance move right now. So we just want to breathe, open up through that hip. Remember how we did that point and flex seated? We're going to try it standing now. It becomes a little bit of balance. Say, whoa, you threw me a curveball there. Go ahead and keep your foot to the floor. Tap, like you're going to squeeze a bug. And then heel comes down. Tap and push. And then we'll switch to the other side. Gently come behind the chair and push and pull. Push and pull. You could start tapping the ground each time. You could raise it up a little bit. 1, 2, 3 fingers on the chair. Just a little balance, a little support. Middle's tight. Joints are stacked on the other side. Last one up, last one out. Kind of warming up through the hip on this side. We're not going to get into too much balance work today, but we do a lot of single leg balance stuff throughout the day, whether we plan to or not. So we want to just make sure everything's loosened up and ready to go. So stand behind the chair. And if it's too low for you, think about keeping your posture nice and tall. Tail's tucked under a little bit. Shoulders are over hips. Hips are over knees. Knees are over ankles. Breathe and move. See how slow you can come down. See how slow. Notice those calves hard at work. Breathe and lower. Last 2 up and down. The last one and down. Now pick your strong leg first. And I want you to stand on your strong leg. Take your weaker leg, it's going to be the outside working leg. And we're going to take that toe and tap it back diagonally from our body. So it's not over here to the side, and we're not throwing it high. We're taking it back at a diagonal. So you're going to feel the muscles right through here. Tummy muscles are tight, and then you're going to just press and pull. So this is where if you had the ankle weights on, you already know that you're able to do that progression. Just body weight, just a shoe and a sock. Sometimes all you need. But think about the form, and you're tightening right through here as you come back and in. And this knee is slightly bent. I didn't wear my shorts today, but slight bend as you go back and in. 2 more. Back and in and back. And like I said, it's not a balance move, so we want to use the chair. Get that supporting leg nice and solid. Soft knee or a slight bend. Press back and away and in. Back and in. So if it helps, hold. Gentle in the chair. So this isn't moving at all. Only this. That's it. Use your breath and think about these muscles. Try not to be thinking about anything else right now. Strong legs, straight as you can. Strong through the gluteal muscles. 2 more. And then when you're done with that one, bring it on in and wiggle around a little bit. Let's stretch the back some. So you want to stand maybe behind your chair, just in front of it. Hands on top of your thighs, above your knees. Round your back, tuck your belly, tuck your chin. Scoop your navel to your spine, so you're making a real nice C shape for your spine. And then gently press back. Round and tuck, tuck your chin. And then release. Now when you come up, I want you to look beyond your chair and just come up nice and slow. So you feel those vertebrae just kind of unfold, stack one on top of the other. And go ahead and pick up those weights. So I'm not rounded as I come over. My chest is open, my shoulder blades are drawn back. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to keep the weights close, and I'm going to come on up. Now you're welcome to go ahead and have a seat and do your seated bicep curls, or just a little more progression is to stand Still have those shoulders, elbows in line, and you're adding the curl up towards the front of your shoulder. And breathe. Still thinking about those carry muscles and not squeezing the heck out of that poor little dumbbell or bottle of water. You want to squeeze the belly of the muscle. That's an alternate if you need. Say, hey Joan, I need to do one at a time. This is fine. Only thing that's going to be different is your count. Who cares? Right, left equals 1. Throw both together as long as you're not using your back to throw it around back and forth. Let's do 2 more. Up and down and again. Up and slow down. There you go. Bring those shoulders up, back, and down. While we're in this standing position, I'll go ahead and show you the bent over row using the back of the chair. I think I'm going to come side on to show you. Side on to show you. I like to use a split stance where I have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and I'm not on a tightrope. My foot is out about hip distance apart. And I keep that elbow real close to my side, and I lower down. So the goal here is to use the chair for some back support. Spine is long, so it should be a long line from the tailbone to the top of my head. And I'm not rounding, I'm lifting and opening the sternum. You could come up and down. You feel that shoulder blade wrap towards the spine and down. Wrist and elbow are in line, so I'm not trying to curl through the wrist, causing that strain in the wrist. I'm just lifting out and drawing down. Use the chair for some support. You could put your hand on your thigh, so you don't. Maybe your chair is not the proper height. You want to draw up and lower down. Thinking about those large muscles of the back. Think about front of the shoulder, front of the chest. Thinking about good posture. Thinking about belly in nice and tight, but breathing. Last one, and lower down. And just go ahead and switch sides then. So you've got your feet about hip distance apart. Take your foot behind, up and down. Pull back and down. Breathe and move. What do I do with it? Where am I supposed to look? You might wonder. Look beyond you, out there on the carpet, on the floor. Make sure the dog's not going to come trip you up. You want to look out as opposed to looking down. You know where your arms and legs are? Can you do this one seated? Yes, you may. Last 4, and I'll show you that seated one. You're not squeezing the heck out of the weight. You're drawing that shoulder blade towards the spine. And last 2. And last 1. And lower down. Let me show you seated. Looks very much the same. I'm going to lift my weight off, come side on to you, and pull up and down. I don't have to hold that weight. I could just rest on my knee. So hopefully your seating situation will allow you to sit side on. So you can aim that elbow right on. Let's do 5 on this side also, just to be even. So maybe this would be your preference. Maybe your legs don't want to stand today, and that's okay. You can still get that upper body and have a strong, safe spine. Last 2 and last 1. All right, from there, let's stretch the spaces where we just worked. So now tuck your chin, tuck your tummy. More space grows between those shoulder blades. So tuck in. Inhale your arms up. Exhale down. Hands to thighs or knees. Round, scoop your navel to your spine. Bring the arms up. Now this time open out, real big. Open out, 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 out. Like we're finally going to get to give hugs one of these days. Open out, big. Go for that hug and wrap around, nice and tight. Tuck your chin. Open up. And sweep the other arm on top. This way might feel weird. Do it anyway. Tuck in and lower down. Inhale, open out and drop down. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Now for this part, I'll show you the shoulder raises, seated first, and then we'll stand. So we're kind of switching upper body, lower body, in case you haven't noticed that. I don't like to stay on one part too long because then it might not feel so good. Right out front and down. Palms face each other low and towards the middle high. Shoulders staying over the hips, and breathe. See, the spine is stable. We're not moving from shoulder to hip. We're not frozen, but we're not swinging the weights. We're lifting. Each and every time is a lift. Say, hey, I want to do them both at the same time. Only thing different is the count. Tummy muscles are real tight now. Breathe and move. Let's go 2 more. And last one, slow lower down. And then go ahead and put one of those weights to the floor. Holding this one in the middle. So let me show you the move first without any weights. Arms are going to come out, drop down over that left hip and thigh, and come up to about heart center. Come down the left and up. So as you feel a little more loose, go ahead and start to expand your motion, reaching up and over. Remember we threw out the trash? That's where sort of working on things like that now. Inhaling and lifting, and exhale, let it go. But with control. Last one this way, and last one this way. Ease back up to the top, and come back in, and roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Take your hands down low on the other side. Come up to about heart center. Come down, and come out. So now you know where you're going. Eye gaze is following those hands. Start to make the move a little bigger. And notice my hips aren't coming with me. I'm getting a little bit of a twist here through the rib cage, but I'm not lifting my bottom off my seat. So breathe and move. Watch it go. Shush it away. Breathe and move. Here's 3, 2, and 1. We're stopping low this time and ease our way back to the middle. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Go ahead and pick up that weight. So to keep it on a little easier, just go to the left and to the center. To the left and to the center. To progress, take it left to heart. Left to heart. This is harder for the shoulder with a long arm, a little easier with a bent arm. We do not want to do this with a heavy weight, and we always want to stay in control of the down and the up and over. Last 2, down and up and down and up. And we come in. Bring those shoulders up, back, and down. Switching sides. So remember our warm-up. We're going to tell our muscles where we're going. To the side and to the center. Tummy muscles are tight. And then as you feel ready, go ahead and expand the arms. So you take that bend out of the elbow. And breathe and move. So today I have to watch how the sun goes across the sky to see what time it is, because usually I sing along with the music or I watch the clock in the room, and I forgot to bring my countdown clock with me today. So I gotta watch how that sun rolls across the sky. Okay. Where we are or where we're going? Well, how many left?
Where are we?
Okay, thanks. Lower down and lift up. Breathe and move. Which reminds me, you don't have to do the whole segment, every segment throughout. Last one. And up. And come on back in. You can do what you feel comfortable with today. You can add on a little bit more tomorrow or next day. Strength training, we never want to do 2 days in a row anyway with the same muscle group. We want to give it a day to recover and relax. That's when you really build the muscle. Now I'm just holding the back of my chair and I'm drawing my shoulder blades together. And I'm bringing the shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades draw together. I'm not arching that low back. I'm keeping it stacked. Tummy's tight. So there's no extra curve back here. For another nice little chest opener, scooch forward in your chair a little bit, but making sure the knees are over the ankles. So they're not drawn way under here in the chair. Bring them forward a bit. If that weight you feel like it's going to fall, put it to the floor. We don't want it to fall, anything to fall and hurt your feet or your legs. So from here, we're going to bring the hands forward and then walk one back. Now see how my elbow's tucked out there? I want to snug it in. And the other side, if you have that range of motion. If not, you might just have to hold like at your back pocket there, or snug it in like you're tucking in the back of your shirt. And then as you feel comfortable, you can start to walk hand over hand up your back. I'm not going to show you where I am because it doesn't matter where I am. You want to be where it's best for you. So your hands might be at the top of your back of your neck, but your elbows are out. That's perfect. That's just where you need to be. So pause there and then walk it back down your back. And now see if you can snug one arm all the way behind and maybe wrap around, maybe not. Your body will tell you what it needs to do today. We don't want to force it. We don't want to overstretch. And then let that one come out. And we snuggle the other one in one at a time. You can hold your wrist, you can hold your belly button, you can hold whatever feels comfortable on that side. Then ease it on back. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale up. Sweep it wide. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Remember that C shape of the spine we were doing earlier? We're doing it again. Draw in and up, long and straight. Exhale, scoop it in. Inhale up. Exhale out. Bring it in, shake it out. Remember I told you we could do those hip abduction moves that we did standing? If you're not able to do the second set standing, go ahead and have a seat. Hold the sides of your chair, and we'll just do some little bit of inner and outer thigh. So the straight leg, long, straight through the knee, and you want to go out and in. So if you're okay with that standing move, let's do 5 on this side. Then we'll go ahead and stand up 5, and 4, and 2, and 1. So before we go there though, let's bring the feet about chair width apart, or they're about as wide as your hips. If you need the chair, use your hands to push up. I'm not falling forward with my torso. My head is up, my tail is down. I'm using the chair to push up, pressing my knees apart. You say, Joan, I'm not supposed to do squats. You get in a chair all the time. You come out of the chair. All types of chairs. So we want to try to go low. Look for that target back there, and then change your mind and come up. Now if you feel like you're going to lose your balance, one nice thing to do is to put this chair tucked in a corner. Here's a wall, here's a wall. Tuck your chair right there so the feet are up against the wall. If you go to sit back and down and your chair goes back, you're going to end up on the floor. So unless you're practicing getting up and down, you want to make sure that that chair stays stable. So the corner helps because what happens next? Say your chair goes into the wall, you just end up having to fix the wall. Not a big deal. Or it is, but at least you'll be safer. Right? So let's try some more. It's a squeeze to lift. What are you squeezing? Squeezing your backside. Exhale and lower down. What am I supposed to do with my hands? You can hold your thighs. You can hold your waist. You can hold your elbows. You can hold your head. You can hold nothing. If you are here, your shoulders are not earrings. Bring them down. Your call. Steady, strong legs, tight middle. Your choice. How many are you supposed to do? Whatever feels good. If you feel like I can't do another one and keep myself upright, you went too far. So I want you to do what feels comfortable. And come on around to the back. And as promised, we're going to have that supporting leg slightly bent or soft. Hold your chair. Straighten your leg on the working side. Back diagonally from your body. So typically we try to do 2 sets, 16 to 20 of the legs, because if we're able, we're walking around through the house and all, and maybe the block or maybe the street, as much as we can, as much as we're able. So you want to be able to just keep the lower body strong, and since it carries us anyway, it's accustomed to a little work, right? So you want to squeeze here. This is soft. This is nice and tight because it's your support. I'm not challenging my balance right now. Last one out, hold, and in. Remember, we could have used our ankle weights if we wanted. Sometimes just body weight and shoes are fine. Soft through the supporting leg. Think about here. Take it diagonally back and bring it in. That's it. Exhale. Sing whatever you need to do to keep the breathing. More. And bring it back in. So from there, hold your chair, put your feet about chair width apart, or if you need the chair for your target, please go around to the front. Press your knees away as you drop your bottom, and then squeeze to rise. So this is more of a mini, kind of a mini squat. We're not going for that full range. But if you're in front of your chair and you don't have anything for balance or support, that could not be fun. But if you need a little balance or support, like I said, we're not challenging the balance today, not with this class. Keep pressing those knees away from each other and keeping the chest up. Just lubricating there through the joints. Lower down, pressing away. Your knee will come forward over your foot, but it is not coming over your toes. Let's just do 2 more. Feel those legs hard at work. And last one down and up. Now a nice stretch for the whole back side of the body. Just walk away from your chair as far as your arm length will allow, and just gently tip your hips side to side. So you want to look at the floor. Knees are soft, not locked, and you just want to gently tip those hips side to side. That's allowing for that stretch from your waistband all the way through to your fingertips. So from there, go ahead and walk it back in. Bend your knees, and we're going to work the back of the upper arm, those triceps. So you could use your chair, you could use your thigh for support. Hand rests on that thigh, and you press and you pull. Shoulder to elbow doesn't move. And you don't want to squeeze that weight. Can you do this when seated? Yes, you can. Just come around, have a seat. Lean forward so you've got your back support. Here's 5, 6. Looking beyond your knees on the floor. Try not to look out the window, especially if you have neck troubles. Just try to look, keeping the neck long. Breathe and move. Last one up and last one in. From there, we're going to switch sides. Here's how it would look seated. Elbow stays high. Wrist is in line with that elbow. and back support, standing, up and in, back and forth. Elbow stays high. Go beyond or look toward the chair, but try not to look down at your thigh or your knee. Squeeze the weight. There you go. 2 more. The last one. And bring it in and down. Now you want to stand behind your chair or sit and put your big toes together. So you're going to do your heel raises with your big toes together and a very slow lower down. Breathe and lower. Slow release. This might feel kind of odd for the ankles. If it hurts anything, please don't do it. Come up to ball of your foot to your big toe. Slow lower down. You hear some popping and cracking, it's probably okay. Last 2. And last one. So from there, seated or standing, you could just lift a leg, lower down. So with this, we're not going to shifting weight. If you need the balance, you've got your chair, 2 or 3 fingers, slow, controlled, with the belly in. Slow and down. If you feel better at the kitchen counter, that's okay to hold the counter. Slow, lift and lower. Get the heart rate up a little bit if you're chilly in the house too. Last one each leg. Now remember that when we took the trash out and we were seated. We're going to start standing. So you want to come outside your left hip and thigh, come up to your heart, come down, come up. The standing would just be a progression from the seated, but you're welcome to do what's best for you. Down and up about heart center. Now your body's told your brain where you're going. Don't be afraid to make a little bigger move. Slow and controlled, tummy tight. Breathe and move. Last 2. Soft knee bend. And last one. Come up to the center and in. It's almost time to stretch. We're almost there. Down and up. So knees are bending. They are coming over the foot, not over the toes. Just a slight bend. So it's more of a little bit of a hip hinge back with the back side. Then we can breathe. Take that weight down and up. On the seated version, we did not use the weight. Of course, this would be the progression. I would do lighter than heavier because we need our shoulders. We want to protect our spine. Belly is in. And we go down and up. 4, 3. Last one down. Last one up. And tuck it in. Go ahead and put your weight up to the side. Step back so you're going to have some room now. And inhale to lift and exhale swoosh. So you want to make sure your chair is not going to hurt you. You want to breathe and lift. Hips go back. Knees are bending and extending. Take the trash to the left. Take it to the right. Take it left. Take it right. Last one to each side. And then bring it up. Pillar stretch. Hands where they're comfortable. Fingertips touching or just a gentle clasp. Look underneath your arm. Inhale back up. Exhale over the other side. Feel the rib cage muscle stretch. Look underneath the arm. Inhale back up. Exhale, bring your hands forward. and down. Up and out back. Shake it out. Put one arm high and bend the elbow. Other arm goes low, and your fingertips walk together like an eensy-weensy spider. Or maybe not. Maybe you're just going to throw that hand over and hold it, your hand here. Your choice. No stress. Neck is long. Long, long neck. Pat yourself on the back for staying with us this long. Take an inhale up, switch it around, other side. Inhale. Exhale, bend. We still want a long neck. You want a long spine. Have your hands walk toward each other. Just think about the Olympic gymnasts and say, oh, look at that flexibility. Take an inhale. Exhale, switch. Shake it out. Come back to your chair, or you could stand. Hamstring stretch, long through the spine. Hips hinge back. Leg goes forward. Toes are up. If you say, hey, I feel my hamstring more with my foot down, that's fine too. Can I do this seated? Yes, I can. Take that leg long. Inhale, lift. Exhale. You're hinging the hips back. So it's not so much about the chest laying on the thigh. Turn your toes out just a little. Notice how that changes the stretch all the way up into the back side. Inhale up. Turn your toes the other way. Come back into the middle and rest. Switch sides. Now for my cool downs, I always like to use a little cool down music. Not enough to put you to sleep, but just some nice solo piano or something, you know, whatever you enjoy. Do's, whatever helps you think. You're making this mind-body connection. We did a whole series of exercises, upper body, lower body. Turn the toes away. Notice how that stretches deep into the hip. And to the center, and then for the other way. Whole body series. So now it's sort of like dessert, you know, where you get to say, oh, I used all these muscles, now give them a nice little stretch. Ease it back up top, draw it in. If you're able, get the soles of your feet to touch and let your knees fall open. So if you're at home laying down in bed, just feels nice, just bring your feet together and let your legs fall open. If it helps you to do one at a time, maybe that's what you need to do. But you're getting that butterfly stretch for the inner thigh and through the groin, where we worked some of those muscles today. Bring your feet flat, turn your toes in, feel that stretch outside the ankle. And then heels come in. So now try to keep your big toes on the floor and feel how that stretches through the foot. Now working our way up to calf. It's kind of hard to do a calf seated this way unless we have something to draw across the ball of the foot, keeping the knee comfortable. We could get the calf. So we sort of got it a little bit with the seated one, but we could stand, and you want to take a foot behind. Notice we're not on our tightrope again. We have that foot out a bit, and shift your weight forward with the front knee bent, and you're going to feel something through the back lower calf. And then we switch sides. So you want to hold it 15 to 30 seconds. Front knee soft, back legs long and straight. Shifting your weight forward, but not leading with your nose. You want to keep everything long through the back. That's it. And from there, go ahead and bring that front foot in. Slide down the thighs, round your back, tuck your belly, tuck your chin. Really scoop that middle out, just like the inside of an ice cream scoop. And release. Now go ahead and let the sit bones point up a little bit. Round and tuck. And release. Last one, round. This time curl all the way up. Stack those vertebrae one on top of the other. When you get to the top, ears rise. Exhale, open and down. Take a nice deep inhale, lift.